Hi honeys, it's Michelle. In this video, I will be showing you my cookbook collection. I know that probably sounds kind of strange. I've been collecting vintage cookbooks for a while, and I also have, some current ones, but I just thought it might be fun to show them to you. They're just so neat, especially the older ones. And I'm curious, do any of you guys do that? Or what do you collect? If you collect anything. I know a lot of people don't collect anything anymore. Of course, I couldn't find my favorite one. Isn't that the way? Anyway, I will hopefully show it to you in a future video. Okay, so here's the first one. 200 dishes for Sunday night suppers. 35 cents. Sure, although I didn't pay 35 cents for it. This was published in 1969. I love this. On the inside, it says, soup and chowder suppers, after sports suppers, TV viewing suppers, and cosmopolitan suppers. New England, Italian, Hawaiian, Creole, Swedish, Mexican, Indian, Dutch, Western, Oriental, Irish. And then holiday suppers. Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Yuletide, and patio suppers. I just love it. It just sounds so festive and cute, right? So here's the first page with the introduction and the index on it. And it's just got a sorry. It's just got a bunch of stuff you don't see anymore. Chow mein with spaghetti. Actually, that sounds kind of good. Oh yeah, that does sound good. I'm looking at the ingredients, you guys. I'll show it to you in case you want to copy it. This one right here. Swedish punch, herring salad. If you're Finnish like I am, you know what that is. Swedish ginger snaps. That's a tongue twister. Ew, jellied veal loaf. I think I'm going to pass on that one. Anyway, so there's a bunch of neat stuff in here, and some of it looks great and some of it not so much, but it's so fun to look back and see what people used to eat in the late 60s and early 70s. Okay, next. Now, a lot of these, I'm just going to go ahead and give her credit. My friend Emily, her grandma had a bunch of vintage cookbooks, and so she was gracious enough to let me go through the box of the ones that she didn't want. And so some of these are from her, and I just wanted to give her credit. So thank you, Emily, if you're watching. Okay, America's favorite recipes, courtesy of your local Century 21 professional. What? Did you know they used to do this? Why aren't they doing this now? I want to get a cookbook every time I go and look at a house. If I did, I'd probably look at houses more often. And so this one, oh wow, it's got a realtor's card in it. I probably shouldn't show that though, right? In case they're still around. But I don't know, it looks like a pretty old card. 1986. So this one is just kind of a little bit more normal of a, normal looking. Let's see what else is in here. Anything fun? Frozen strawberry salad, pink salad, crushed pineapple, strawberry jello, cottage cheese, Cool Whip, and chopped nuts. Okay, well, I mean, look at this picture. It doesn't look very good, but maybe it was. But look at those mugs, you guys. Look at that recipe. Super fudge. Yeah, I'll take some of that. I love me some fudge. So that doesn't have a price on it because it wasn't probably for sale in a store. Sour cream, the gourmet touch to everyday cooking. Look at this cover, you guys. I was thinking about framing this one, putting it in my kitchen. It's gorgeous, right? Stroganoff pizza. I'm sure there's some good stuff in here. I just came across the one that didn't look very good, but okay, let's see. It doesn't say when this was made, but here's the inside of it. I love this. Isn't that just so cute, you guys? Recipes from American Dairy Association's Test Kitchen. Okay. So if you don't like dairy, don't try to find that one. Home of freezing fruits and vegetables. Look at the back. I don't know what GW sugar is. Has anybody heard of that? If you have, let me know in the comments. It's probably a brand that just went out of business or something. Oh, the Great Western Sugar Company from Denver, Colorado. Okay, well, I don't know if they're still in business, but I just answered my own question. All right, so, oh wow, look at this, you guys. Isn't that cool? It's got charts and stuff in it. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to have to start trying some of those recipes later. When I move. Everything is when I move. Nothing is now anymore. Southern Living Cooking School, Birmingham, Alabama. Spring of 1986. It's got the different sponsors in there. Here's the cover. Nothing exciting, but how neat is that though, right? And then it's got your typical recipe pages. The Joys of Jello. Yes, Jello. I love Jello. Although, look at the back. This is one of those Jello molds that you see on the disgusting foods from the good old days. Yeah, that does look pretty gross. That particular one. But some of these look good. This was General Foods Corporation that put this out in 1963. Look at the page when you open it. It's like these little cooking recipe cards. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Sorry about the thunder in the background. It's part of the fun of living in Florida. Grandma Put's Medicine Chest. Teas, tonics, and tummy tamers that'll cure whatever ails ya. By Jerry Baker. Okay. This came out in 2010. It says you can visit jerrybaker.com. And here's a index of what's in it in case you want to check out their website. Just to tell you real quick here, on the back it says, Jerry Baker went to live with his grandma Put at the ripe old age of 10. She taught him her down-home gardening tips, Indian lore, home remedies, and tonics made from common household items. Common colds, diarrhea dilemma, sprains and pains, rash relief, super throat soothers. Yes. Let's read it, you guys. Anyway, so that actually does look like a good read. Cooking the Holiday Inn way. Yes. I love these. I love these. The one that I couldn't find is one that I think it was Ford put out. And it was the best recipes in different areas. Sorry, my hubby just walked by. You can say hi. What? Oh, okay. So here's the cover of that book. And it originally sold for $2.50. 4th edition. Here's the inside. Nothing too exciting. I love this. Okay, I got to read this to you. I mean, if you appreciate vintage books, you probably appreciate history and stuff too, right? Our ancestors traveled by horseback and stagecoach to roadside inns and enjoyed good food and hospitality. Since the beginning of our country, some of the finest cooking in America has been found not only in the home but in the roadside inn. It was the heart of the village, often used as a meeting place before other structures were built. Local people and travelers gathered there for news and exchange of opinions while enjoying good food amid relaxing surroundings. Hospitality bestowed on a personal basis by the hosts Hosts. I can't say it. Of these places made every stranger feel he was indeed a welcome guest. Nice, right? The old inns played an important part in the history of our country. William Penn was welcomed at the Blue Anchor Inn when he came to Philadelphia in 1682, and Thomas Jefferson even drafted the Declaration of Independence in an inn. Longfellow laid the scenes for his famous poem, Tales of a Wayside Inn, in still another. Today, company policies are created and men and women are awarded honors and places of position in the convention rooms of Holiday Inns across the nation. It goes on, and I'm not going to bore you, but how beautiful. Doesn't it kind of make you sad that there aren't inns like that anymore, and that there's not a sense of community like that anymore? Makes me sad. You don't have to worry about being quiet, honey. I told him that you're in the background, so. He's so considerate. Okay, so then it shows you the Holiday Inns in the different states, in the different cities. And then, so just for example, let's say I want to look at the recipes in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to go to page, it says 19. Phoenix, Arizona. And then it's got how to get there, you know, because back then they didn't have internet and they didn't have smartphones to look up directions and all. So it's got the directions at the top. It's got a little description of the inn. And then it's got the recipes that you can find there. And then, what? Down below, look at this, you guys. I don't know why I get so excited about these things. It's got the stuff that you can do in that city. I'm going to have to go through here because we're going on a road trip, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Like I said, I get excited. This one, I actually found on eBay, The Flavor of Italy in Recipes and Pictures by the Chamberlains. Now, what's funny is the Chamberlains, that's one of my ancestors. So if you're one of my genealogist friends, you might have heard of them. They're a pretty big family. But anyway, that's one of my ancestors, is the Chamberlain family. And so I've read this from cover to cover in the past. But basically it shows different parts of Italy and different recipes that are from there. And these people, as you can tell by their last name, they are not Italian. They love the food there, and so they went and traveled and compiled all these things, and I have been using a lot of these recipes myself. My husband's Italian, and he wants the traditional Italian meal every year on Christmas. And here's how I got the recipe for everything. So, as you can see, I've got a post-it note here, but here's one of his favorite recipes. And so when you go through here, it just shows the pictures and the towns, and these recipes are not really written the way they are in America, but according to them in the beginning of the book, this is how they're written in Italy, where it's a sentence with how, like while they're talking about how to cook, they put how much of each thing you put in the recipe. So it's a little bit different than the way we do it here, but this is not a cookbook. It's called Food Anatomy. My mother-in-law got it for me. It's on my Christmas list. This lady, Julia Rothman, put out this book. And so it came out in 2016, so you could very easily get a copy of this one. And it just has all these neat, fun facts about food. It says the curious parts and pieces of our edible world. And this book is just so neat. It's just got a bunch of cool pictures and descriptions of different things. It's a really fun book to read when you don't feel like reading a book with no pictures? No. I don't know. I usually keep this book on my nightstand. And when I don't feel like reading and I don't feel like watching YouTube, I just kind of flip through here. It's just got so many neat things in it. So if you like food, and I think we all do, even if you don't like cooking, this book is really neat, I think. I actually found this in a thrift shop for, it says $3. This is my favorite cookbook. Hometown Recipes for the Holidays. From the editors of American Profile. And so this book, it looked brand new when I bought it, but it's had a bunch of, there's been a bunch of love, you know. These pages are starting to get worn out and stuff. So it's got some color pictures in there. And it's got different recipes and who they came from. And that's it. It's just a real simple, easy to use book. But I love their recipes. I don't know if this is still in print. Let me see when it came out. So I like to do this. I put Post-it notes in the front of cookbooks, and then I put all the different pages of all the things I want to try. Just got some of the cutest little detail inside. 2007. Probably out of print. But if you're a fan of this, they might have come out with something since then, or maybe you can get a used one on eBay or something. Here's the table of contents. Now I'm just going to show you a few cookbooks that are not vintage per se, but there's just some that I like. Fast Fix Slow Cooker Cookbook for people with diabetes. And it was put out by the American Diabetes Association. I actually got this at the Dollar Tree a couple years ago. I really like it. So here's how the inside looks. Just real simple, no pictures. Well, okay, in the middle they have a couple, but if you're looking to lose a little weight or trying to keep from getting diabetes or anything like this, this might be the recipe book for you. It came out in 2014, although here's the table of contents. I'm pretty sure they come out with one of these every year. And you never know. If you go to the Dollar Tree, they might still be on the shelf. This is another cookbook I got at a thrift shop. Oh, you guys. The Great Southern Food Festival Cookbook. Over 300 recipes from the best cooks in the South. And so with this one, so you open it up and it shows you whatever festival there was. And then a little bit of information about, like this one is saying what does that say? I'm trying to read it backwards. The Grits Festival. So it'll give you a little bit of a background on grits and grits in the South, where they come from. So then you turn the page and there's a bunch of recipes that have won awards in the different grits festivals. I'm not saying I've liked every recipe I've tried in here, because I haven't, but it's hard to get a bad recipe in a book like this when they've won awards and everything. My biggest issue is if you don't like grits, I love grits, but let's just say you don't. You make one of these recipes for grits, you're not going to like it because you don't like grits. It's nothing wrong with the recipe. This came out in 2008. I don't know if they have put any out since then, but you might be able to find it on eBay or something. The table of contents is a little different. It shows the month of the festivals and then what the recipes are in the pages. And if you're not living in the South, Publix is a southern grocery store that is very popular down here. As you see, I got this on the clearance rack for $6. I don't know why people don't buy these. Their recipes are amazing. Here's what the index looks like. And this one came out 2007, which is strange. I just got it about 2 years ago, so this poor thing's probably been sitting on the shelf for years when I finally came along and rescued it. Here's how they do it. they give you the shopping list on the side. And then it's not just one part of the meal. They give you the whole meal. So, for example, this is sirloin steaks and vegetables with buffalo mashed potatoes. And so it gives you how long it takes to make that entire meal. You know how so many cookbooks, it's just the sirloin steaks in one part of the book, and then the vegetables are in a different chapter, and you kind of have to put it all together yourself. They don't do that at Publix. They give you the whole meal, and I really like that. I think it's so nice that they do that for you. They even have a chapter called Weeknight Wonders, which you probably know is my favorite one. Now this one is actually going to be donated to the Goodwill. I have so many of these, the holiday ones, and since I'm moving, I didn't want to bring too many cookbooks because I had a lot of them. I probably had like 40 of them. Decided to take the recipes out of them that I liked, because most of these kind of cookbooks, there's only one or two recipes in there that I want. So I just take the recipes I want out, I print them out, and I've got these binders that I'm going to be putting my recipes in. So if it's not, in my mind, some kind of cherished cookbook or some kind of collectible, I'm probably not going to be keeping it very much longer. Unless I like 100 recipes in there and I don't feel like typing them all out. This next one is an Italian cookbook. And I don't know where this one came from. My husband had it when I met him, and I really like it. This one was published in 2001. And here's the table of content. This one's nice because it shows a picture of what you're cooking and pictures of how to make it. So if you're new to cooking, this is pretty cool. I actually made this recipe and it was really good. Really, really good. If you have the time to make it though. This was, how long did it take? Does it say? I've noticed on a lot of these, if it takes a long time, they don't really mention it. How long it takes. So this is just called Italian, The Essence of Mediterranean Cuisine by Carla Capalbo. Since it came out in 2001, I'm not sure that you can still get it. But it is a really good cookbook if you can find it. This is another one that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas. I always put cookbooks on my Christmas list. Paula Deen Cuts the Fat. I really like this one, so I'm not donating it, even though it's one of the newer ones. I've probably got, I don't even know how many of these little page markers I have in here. It looks like 10 at least. But then there's a bunch of other ones that I want to try in here too. It's just insane how much I love this cookbook. And so they just have, and here's the first page of the table of contents, just so you can see what they look like in here. She talks about why she put the recipe in here. You know, who loves it or why it's important to her. And then she'll talk about different ways that she has figured out how to make it less fattening and healthier. And then it's got the recipe in here. Tells you the servings down here. Your shopping list is over here. And then down here, it tells you things that you could do to make it even more healthy. So on this one, it tells you to add some green to the dish and why it's a good idea to do that. Because, you know, it says it adds vitamins and all that. And a lot of her recipes have photos too. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So that's pretty cool. This isn't one of those recipe books where they only have 6 photographs in the middle of the book or something. They're scattered all throughout. And so it's just a really neat cookbook though. And she kind of covers everything. If you're going to a party and you need to bring appetizers, she's got you covered. If you want to make a pie, boom, she's got you covered. So this is a really good cookbook. Oh, doesn't that look good? Pomegranate ginger ale punch. Yes, please. And then it shows her before and after. So this is 250 favorite recipes all lightened up. And she goes on to talk about in the book, eating this way is how she lost all this weight. She probably exercised too, but that is all that I have to show you. I'm curious, what cookbooks do you like? Are you into vintage cookbooks like I am, or do you like the newer kind? What do you like? Why? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, give me a little love. Let me know. Hit the like and subscribe, and in your comment, leave an emoji of food of some sort so I know that you made it all the way to the very end.